Well, it's very early in the morning, and I'm making another video about some politics that don't affect me and that I don't really care about that much. And the reason is chatting to this guy, some random off YouTube, same as I am, and I feel that he's like terrified of this upcoming socialist revolution that's going to screw everything up and put this country on its backside. And I just thought, I feel so bad for students these days. Like, when I was younger, the internet wasn't around. Nobody had mobile phones, and the TV was bullcrap that only pensioners watched. Our information, our source of information, was our eyes and ears and our minds. So that's what we used to discern the state of the world and what was going to happen. But I don't think that's what students today use. They're explicitly told that they can't trust their own senses. They can't trust their family, their traditions, their history. What they have to trust is new culture, new books, new studies, new politics, all that kind of stuff. And it's terrifying for them. So they've not known anything else but terror the whole time. And that's why I feel for you, particularly my friend, and everyone else in your generation who's like terrified of what's going to happen. You got to understand, if you've only ever known that state and you haven't left uni yet, then you won't have anything to compare it to. But I can tell you, I'm 41 years old, and it's been the same every single day in my life, since I was young to now. I went to loads of schools, public schools, private schools. I was a naughty little fucker. I was good, clever, but I was naughty. And I can tell you, they all try and brainwash you into these stupid liberal socialist cuck dreams. Effectively, that's what they are. And it's just because they don't know any better. Like, that's what you got to keep in mind. Teachers are failed lifers. Do you know what I mean by that? They wouldn't be teachers if they were good in their field. Because there's like, it's a crap job and it's terrible money and it's fuck all prospects. Who wants to be a teacher? It's a terrible job. I mean, put it this way. If I was like a Bill Gates character, do you really think I'd be in a university kowtowing to these stupid social politics people, having to wear stupid pride badges and not talking about my specialist subject? No. Screw that. Anyone who wants to lose their life in the education system and be churned out a parroting political assistant of some faceless head on the TV they're never going to meet, fine, go ahead. But don't prescribe that for the whole world. That's what your head is full of now, because that's all you've ever seen in the education system. And I do feel bad for you that you're stuck in there. But trust me, learn what you need to learn in there. Just get your head down, agree with all the bullshit, drink the fucking Kool-Aid if you like, until the day you leave with grades. That's all they're there for. You're using them to get that piece of paper with the grades on, and they are using you to get budget from the government. Everything else is bullshit. Just cut it down to the basics of what it is, and then leave. And then you're in the world of a democratic capitalist nation. So yeah, that's the problem with the democratic capitalist nation. It's a free market. You can do what you like. We can argue about it until the cows come home, and then the cows can come home and argue about it with us. And that's what that's what we're seeing. But that is not socialist. A socialist system does not have open forum. You get told what to think. You get told what to do. You're not allowed to own any property or have any money. And the government gives you food and shelter. It's basically a prison state. So yes, it's a scary thing. Nobody's looking forward to. Oh, 613, my lucky number. Sorry, anyone. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so basically, do you know what? I've started watching this coal mining now. Where was I? Yeah, so don't worry about all this socialist dogma they're teaching you in schools. They're doing that to make you a better follower. Because socialists are slaves. They're followers. They're not leaders. They're not enthusiastic inventors. They're not entrepreneurs. They're not world leaders. They're literally staff members of world leaders. Or staff members of world leaders. So if you don't want to become that, get through school, keep your head down, keep all your protesting and your political outrage until you've left and you've got a job and you're secure in your job and you've got a few quid in your pocket. Then start thinking about politics, because that's when it'll affect you. So anyway, on that note, I will leave you. And I don't know why I have coal mines in the background. I just feel like being in a university is like being down a coal mine. It's crap, and as soon as you see the light of day, you'll never go back, and you'll forget every horrible thing you ever saw in there. Anyway, so hope that's cheered you up. Sorry if I was a bit full on and blatant earlier. Sometimes I forget myself. I was a child once, or a teenager, and I was just the same. It's a sign of a strong mind. Even though it seems like weakness, it probably feels like I'm saying to you, you kid, yappy kid, you're weak. I promise you, I'm not saying that. Everyone has to start off as that yappy kid so that they can explore being a teenager and then explore being an adult. And then they can start getting into politics because they've got skin in the game and they've got experience. So that's all coming up for you, my good friend, when you qualify. And then you can waddle off and do your own politics. But it's what you're being taught is in context of how you're going to use that. It's just a demonstration that you can follow instructions. As soon as they see you can follow instructions, they'll probably task you with giving some out, if you're a smart guy. So yeah, go and save the world. Don't worry about these socialist mugs. They're irrelevant. And I'll leave you on that note. See you in the next one.